We'll tell you about mortgage rates. If you're looking to buy a home, you should prepare to pay more. Of course, rates have been on the rise. Bank Rate today says the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate is now 7.61%, the highest since the year 2000. Despite that, the Commerce Department said today that single-family home purchases rose nearly 4.5% in July. They're up more than that, they're up rather despite prices also going up. Borrowing costs are kind of skyrocketing, but people are still buying homes. So what do we make of that? Joining us live tonight is Jessica Lautz, Deputy Chief Economist and Vice President of Research at the National Association of Realtors. We certainly appreciate you taking some time for us here. It's interesting there, right? Homes are still expensive and borrowing costs are certainly going up with these mortgage rates, yet people are still buying homes. Help us make sense of that.
Yeah, it's a very tangled web there. So when we look at the data, it's pretty interesting. About a quarter of the market is actually paying all cash. So they don't really care about those higher interest rates. We also know a lot of people who have been in their homes for a long period of time have a lot of housing equity. The typical owner having $200,000 in housing equity. So that's quite a bit to put down a very sizable down payment and move them forward in that transaction.
I know it's really difficult to predict the future, right? You don't know what the Fed is going to do with interest rates, which impacts mortgage rates. But what is the current forecast and what you're hearing in terms of how much higher these mortgage rates may go and how much that adds to the cost of someone looking to buy a home?
So it's very hard to know right now. Above 7% is difficult already for home buyers to enter into the marketplace. We know that this is adding quite a bit. And to think of a seller today, too, who is locked in a lower interest rate, who's thinking, I just don't want to do it. When we look at the forecast moving into 2024, we're hoping that interest rates go down in that 6% range because we know that inflation has eased and the Fed should be paying attention to that next week.
For the vast majority of people who obviously can't do a cash offer, in many cases, especially here in Buffalo in a lot of neighborhoods, if you're not doing a cash offer, you can't even get a home because the marketplace is just so difficult to get into. But for people who have to finance their home, they have to pay these high mortgage rates. What is your advice to them and how they can try to save, I guess, every little bit possible?
Yeah, I mean, chalking away anything that you can, whether that's gifts from friends or relatives, whether that's thinking about if you can qualify for an FHA or a VA loan, getting into one of those as well could really help you and really translate into a lower down payment than that typical 20% that myth is really out there. You really do need less than that if you're taking on one of these loan products. It's really helpful as you go through the process too to have your experts on your side. So your mortgage broker who's going to help you walk through that transaction, see what you can qualify for, and that realtor who can help you look at overlooked areas.
And Jessica, someone's home is, in almost all cases, the most valuable thing they have. And so many people have so much of their income and their wealth tied up in their home. So the home market is so important. Are there worries that we're going to see that decline because mortgage rates are so high and because of the economy where it is?
That's what makes this market so interesting today. We have such limited inventory today. We actually have half of the inventory that we did before the pandemic. So we don't have enough homes for everyone out there who's searching. And at the exact same time, we have seniors who are aging in place, don't want to give up their family home, who are moving on to their perfect retirement property, and millennials who are trying to find their first home. So this convergence of activity, we have limited inventory in this market, so we don't expect that prices would go down.
A lot of important information there. Jessica Lautz, Deputy Chief Economist and Vice President of Research at the National Association of Realtors. You're the perfect person to talk about this. It's been in the headlines, so thanks for helping us make sense of it.
Thank you.